All right, so here we are once again. I am running solo, sort of. I am actually with the Scouts again this year. We're on the advanced trip again this year. We're heading out of Brent, and we're heading all the way down to, we're going to do part of the Petawawa River and into Lac Lemure, and then we'll come up into Cedar. I forget exactly which way. But anyway, we're out for a week, and I'm looking forward to it. See you on the trail. So we're just making our way across Cedar now, and it's going pretty smoothly. Cedar can be a nasty, scary lake if the wind is up, but today we really lucked out. Just a nice gentle breeze. We have 3 boats on this trip, including mine, or as I like to say, 2.5. So we have 2 Scouters and 3 youth. And I had a lot of trouble last year because I was in front of the canoe the whole time, and you know, I have pretty long legs, and that made for, by the end of the week it was pretty miserable. So this year I lucked out. We have an odd number of people, and I was like, oh, I can go solo. I've done that once or twice. Well, here we are on the Nipissing River. I misspoke earlier, it's not the Petawawa, it's the Nipissing. So we took the 900-meter portage, we skipped our 100, and then we did the 240. So now we have about probably about 6K of paddling, and then we're camping at the next portage. Yeah, so we've been going up the Nipissing, and going up has been difficult. It's been like going on a treadmill for the last 2 hours. But we think we've managed to hit a Y.
No more blue chevrons on the map.
Yeah, there's no more blue chevrons on the map. So yeah, so we've managed to hit a calm stretch of water, and I hope it stays that way because we got about 6K of it to go. Well, it's about 8 o'clock. We're not at our campsite quite yet. Figure 20 minutes, half hour, I guess. The sun has just gone behind the hill, and it looks like we're probably going to change up our meal a little bit. We were going to have burgers tonight, cooked on the campfire, but we had some delays getting in, and so we never really hit the water until almost 4 o'clock. It's a little frustrating, but so we're just going to probably do dehydrated meals tonight, maybe do the burgers tomorrow. We'll see. Well, yeah, so we got to the campsite around 8:30, immediately set up hammock, made food, and then it was dark, and we're all exhausted, so we're off to bed. See you in the morning. Well, good morning. We are back on the Nipissing River. We've just done our first short little portage, right off our campsite, in fact, and wow, I can handle a day of this. This is nice. We have just stopped for lunch. We took a lunch break from 2 to 3 at this site where there's supposedly some logging camp ruins. We never did find them, but we found a little spot where we could at least set up and get something to eat. I'm really struggling right now. The day we've had as far as paddling upstream into the wind and stuff. We have about this much farther to go today, and right now I don't want to. I feel like a wall, but I can't just hold everybody up. So what we've agreed to do is we're just going to go to the next site and reevaluate. And here we are in the hammock again. Already, you say? Well, yeah, it was a really rough day, and I did not get much time to take the camera out and do much. So we went ahead to the next site, and that was a nice little campsite at the end of the portage that goes up to Nipissing Lake. Now, that was a lake that I'd spent the night in once before. Funny thing was, it took 2 grueling days to get there on the way up the Nipissing. Whereas on that other trip I took, I woke up on the Nipissing, I woke up on Nadine. I took the portage down to Nipissing, and I was out on Cedar Lake by, I don't know, supper time. Anyway, so needless to say, it was a long, tough day. and we did carry on. We did our full itinerary for today. We are now just a little ways up from a 2,800 meter portage. 28? No, 18 something meter portage that goes into Whiskey Jack. Tomorrow, the plan is to sleep in and take it easy, because as long as that portage is, that's really all we're doing. Here we are. We are not in the hammock this time. I'm actually on site. So another rough morning, but we actually landed here about 2 p.m. So we took our time, actually made some food that took time to cook and took time to enjoy. It wasn't like a forced march all the way here. Good morning from the hammock. I counted earlier, there were 57 mosquitoes waiting on the outside of my tent. They were like, "We know you're in there and you gotta come out sometime." Well, I think it's sometime. And we're off. So we've departed Whiskey Jack. There is a 100-meter portage into whatever lake this is. I was able to skip about half of it, actually most of it. Then it was just a drag over. So I'm just going to give the others a chance to launch. Hang out here for a bit. That would be Robinson Lake. Nice pretty lake. We got about 2K paddle until our 1,300 meter portage. And according to Jeff's map, that 1,300 is mainly downhill and pretty easy. It is a beautiful morning for a paddle. There's a light breeze in her back. I'm in the shade. Nice 2K paddle here. So we have our 1,300 meter portage. Expecting better times ahead. We are on Pearly Lake, which is part of the Petawawa River. And we're just coming up to our site. You can see the clouds behind me here. Looks like it may or may not storm. It's been a refreshing tailwind. The waves were okay. I was on the famous bird route that we were on, just on the north end of it. It's been a pleasant paddle today compared to what we've been doing. Even the 1,300 meter portage this morning, it wasn't too bad. It was an interesting portage. A lot of mud, rocks, and root. And a lot of it was just nice flat trail. It wasn't nearly as bad as the 1890 yesterday. So let's go set up camp. So here we are in the hammock again. So yeah, we did come to the site and set up. I had a good lunch. We made my chili. So I dehydrated some ground beef and some chili. I dehydrated the two parts separately and then combined them here into little bags. And it got pretty good reviews. It took 15 minutes to hydrate, and everyone seemed to like it. The hamburger tasted like ground beef. It didn't feel like gravel. And then we sat around and, solved the world's problems and whatnot. And it's about 9 o'clock, so we're just tucking into bed. Wi-Fi's are getting bad. See you in the morning. Good morning, trippers. We are launching on the Petawawa River. I forget exactly what lake this is, but we're getting ready to go. Today we have 4 smallish portages. And then we have Catfish Lake, which, depending on the wind, we think we have a good strategy for taking care of that. And we're going to be hopefully camping at the beginning of a very long portage. The idea is that we want to be able to just wake up and start down the portage. I'll try to check in throughout the day. We'll see how it goes. So we just did a little 360 portage around that, and so far it's turning out to be a pretty good morning. That portage was kind of interesting. It was very stepstone-y, I guess might be the word I would use. Managed to get through almost the entire thing without having to step in a puddle, and then I stepped in a puddle. I was like, oh. And we just finished up a 450 portage around that. Boys are getting ready to launch. We passed by some other folks who said they saw a moose somewhere down here. So I'm doing much better this morning. Just, I don't know, maybe it's because I've hit my stride, maybe these portages aren't too bad. Maybe it's just because the first 2 days were absolute hell. But in good spirits this morning. Everyone's still getting along great. And you know, I think today the big challenge, the big thing to worry about is Catfish Lake. All depends on which way the wind is blowing, and first thing this morning the wind was not blowing in the direction I wanted it to, but it may change in the afternoon, so we'll see. So we've just had lunch at the end of the portage trail. Interesting note, there's a campsite at the end of this portage, but Jeff's map has a note saying that the park is mistakenly taking reservations for a campsite at these rapids that doesn't exist. Well, it does exist, but it doesn't look like it's being used. There's a red marker on the tree, and there's a fire ring, but it doesn't look like anyone's camped there in years. So it's interesting. We're headed into Catfish Lake now. And this is the one where I was concerned about the wind, but we'll see what happens when we get there. So we're on our last portage of the day. We're portaging around that. So we portaged up to this road, along the bridge, and then we'll portage through the woods to our site over there. And yes, here we are in the hammock again. So it is the end of night 5. So we rolled up on the site that we intended to. It's a beautiful site. We had lots of fun around the fire, and had some good food, good company, and tomorrow morning we start off with the 2,400 meter portage. Although we may have technically already done 400, and I'm not sure. Anyway, we're starting off tomorrow with the big portage of the trip, and then it's just a fairly short paddle and a couple little portages out to Cedar, and then basically we're there until Saturday, until the last day. So I'm signing off for the night. See you in the morning.
Don't burn your fingers, don't burn your fingers. Burn your eyeballs instead.
Good morning, trippers. We are on the portage, the big 2,400. There we go. So I'm leapfrogging my gear. Some of us are leapfrogging. Some of us are just going all the way there, back, and all the way there again. So I'm on my way back now for some of my gear, or all my gear. The trail is nice enough so far, but I'm only about 5 minutes in. Some people need music. Oh my god, the mosquitoes must be loving her. But anyway, to each their own. I got thinking about the music, and maybe the music really helps people, you know, helps them keep pace. And we are done the 2,400. Portage around that. I'm sure I could have ran it. And we are done the 290 around those falls. So that was quite an impressive sight. I took a few minutes and went into the woods and got a few video clips from the bottom of it. And here we are on Cedar Lake. Now the takeout tomorrow is over there, and you couldn't ask for a better day to try to cross Cedar Lake than today. But we have one more night to camp, so we're headed over there. So we're just chilling out at our last campsite for the trip. Some of us have gone to explore some old ranger cabin ruins or something. And I'm sitting here on Cedar Lake, and it's absolutely remarkable how calm the lake is. Even at 3 o'clock this afternoon, at the height of the windy period of the day, this lake was completely calm. Would have been a great time to cross, but we're not due over there until tomorrow. We could have even found a campsite over there, actually. Would have made tomorrow more predictable. But anyway, our plan is we're just going to get up around 6, which we haven't been doing. We've been sleeping until 8, leaving the campsite around 9:30. Kind of waking up when we feel like it, and leaving when we feel like it, and we arrive when we arrive. You know, it's that pace has been okay. All right, so it is about 10 o'clock. We're into the hammock for the last night of the trip. I've got about 40% on my phone and 1 bar left on my battery charger, so I'm just going to leave things as they are. Hope the phone survives the night, and we might get some footage tomorrow. We'll see you then. Good morning, trippers. It is our last day, and we got up early and we are treated to a beautiful Cedar Lake. We're headed over there. And we are here safely on the beach at Brent. We are getting a little concerned because we have level 1s and level 2s out there. They're on this lake somewhere, and this has just rolled in. And I can hear thunder in it. All right, well, everyone made it back. We are completely packed up. We're just waiting for the bus. We got about 45 minutes, and the park rangers were kind enough to open up a building for us, so we're gonna go retreat in there.